Hi, Ben with SkyFi Audio in Glen Rock, New Jersey. It's getting to the end of October and we had a lot of new equipment come in, so it's just about time to do another new arrivals video. So that's what we're going to do now. If you see anything in the video that you like, please feel free to visit our website, skyfiaudio.com, to see our current inventory. And if you'd like to be notified of all the new equipment that comes out every week, it'd be a great idea to sign up for our email blast. We do that twice a week. We have a big email that goes out every Friday with 10 to 15 new items that are across the board: speakers, amplifiers, turntables, anything. And then on Tuesday, we do a focus blast around cabling, phono cartridges, tuners, a specific category. So let's jump right into it. In Bay 1 to start, we have the Wilson Alexia S2 speakers. We really like the Wilson speakers here. They're kind of a good balance of everything. If you like the look of them, they'll also deliver for sound, and they're pretty easy to drive, so really versatile speaker. They're also very adjustable. So this entire mid-range assembly and this tweeter have adjustments to change the distance, so you can mess with the time alignment and the directionality of the driver to fine tune it to your listening position. So let me run around the back and you can kind of see some of the structure. So there's an angled piece here with little slats in it, so you can pull back this entire mid-range module and change its height, and then by adjusting this screw back here, you raise this little peg and you can slide the tweeter forward and back to to align it to exactly where you want it. There's also some resistors in here for the crossover network. And Wilson spares no expense for the design. They use very good finishes, very good metal work, really just beautiful speakers all around. These kind of sit in the middle of the range. Below this would be something like a Watt Puppy, and above it would be like some of the Alexandrias that we had featured, where they have, I think it's 4 drivers total, and then it kind of come up in a curve and everything is extremely adjustable. These are kind of in the middle of that range. So if you've been looking to get into Wilson and the Alexandrias were a little bit too big, this might be a good fit for you. For amplifiers in Bay 1, I've got a few Mac amps set up here. The MA12000 is a current production Mac integrated. This is their flagship for integrated amplifiers. It's a hybrid design, so it uses a tube front end and a very powerful solid state power amplifier. This is in Bay 1 as our main demo amplifier because of its versatility. It has a built-in DAC, so we can kind of hook up a streamer to it and drive almost any speaker in the shop and get a little bit of that nice tube warmth as a bonus. So we love the MA12000. These MC 1.25 kWs are sitting here just to demonstrate a good use case for these Salamander racks that just came in. So these are Salamander monoblock stands. You'll notice that sometimes equipment can leave behind little marks. This is from some audio research equipment, which we'll see in a bit. Sometimes different rubber compounds can end up transferring some residue to finishes. So these aren't in perfect condition, but nonetheless, they make a great stand for displaying Macintosh equipment. These, I think we mentioned last time, these are a couple vintage receivers that we did. This one was serviced. This one just needed basic work on the power supply, CR 2020 from Yamaha, and a Marantz 2325. This one had a full restoration. All right, let's head over to this area. We have a set of Klipsch Heresy 2s that just came in. We're very familiar with the Klipsch Heresies because we use them as our shop house speaker. So these are on 9 to 5 every Monday through Friday at least. So we're very familiar with the sound of these. We really like this model. If you look at the model number here, it says H2-BR. The BR is for birch raw. So this is the finish that originally would have been on the entire speaker, but at some point in the past, a previous owner has gone and stained these. It's actually a nice, tasteful, dark brown, light gray color. A couple accessories that I have down here. Sumiko Flux Buster. This is for demagnetizing your phono cartridge. So what you do is load your cartridge into a universal head shell, and then you pop it in here, screw this down, and then run it on channel A. It does a time demagnetization. Turn it off, go to channel B, and that demagnetizes your cartridge. We also have an HRS record puck up here. This is there's 3 versions of this specific weight. This is the stainless steel version, so this is the biggest one, and we'll see the turntable that was on here in a little bit. We recently took in an entire system comprised of those Wilson Alexia S2 speakers. This stand here was part of the system, housing some audio research components, and then the entire system was cabled with Nordost Odin 2 and Valhalla 2. So if you're looking to do the loom, we got you covered. This is the Odin 2 speaker cable. Use these nice ribbons from Nordost. So 1 meter XLR interconnect. This is something that you don't see every day. So if you have a set of monoblocks that are really far away from your system, you almost have to do XLR for interference and noise concerns. So going with a high-end cable is usually a good idea. These are about 36 feet long. So if you have a long run that you need to do and you're looking for a very high-end XLR cable, this might be a good option for you. These are Valhalla 2. And the rest of it's just these power cables. We have a couple Valhallas and a bunch of Odin. Most of these use the C19 20 amp style NEMA connector that's popular on the audio research stuff. So if you're looking for a high-end C19 style, these would be a good option for you. Let's take another look at this rack. So this is made out of solid bird's eye maple with walnut legs using dowel joinery. So very attractive piece of furniture, high gloss finish. Really cool. So this is good for housing 2 components on each shelf side by side, maybe like a low profile DAC or something in between. So good for a setup for probably 4 to 6 pieces. You can see that beautiful bird's eye. Just like we saw with that salamander rack, there are some small blemishes from feet. A couple down here you can see. So there's a little bit of reaction with the finish, but overall, this is in pretty good shape. This is going to most likely be a local pickup item. So if you're interested in this piece of furniture and you live fairly close, we're talking Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, somewhere around there, and you're willing to drive, this might be a very good piece of furniture for you to upgrade the look of your system. All right, let's take a look at the pieces that made up this system. So starting over here, we have the audio research reference 10 preamp. This uses 4 6H30P dual triode tubes per channel. And this is a 2-piece design. So this is the power supply here. It has 2 6550s as pass elements for the voltage regulators. So it's a tube regulated high voltage supply. This is a line stage, no phono stage built into this. You can run single-ended or balanced for any connection. And then it links up with 2 interlink cables here. Remote controllable, of course. These came in 2 finishes, silver and black. These are in black. The phono stage here is in silver. This is the reference Phono 2 SE. This is a very cool piece of equipment. So we have the same driver tubes here and 6550 regulator again. Back in the day, it seemed like the only tubes that Audio Research wanted to use were the 6922 and the 6550. They've gone with this new production Russian variant. Some people call it the Super Tube. Very nice dual triode that should be made for quite some time. So Audio Research has kind of transitioned to that. This is a pretty versatile phono stage. It has 2 inputs, and you can switch between them. Right now I've got it set up for moving magnet on input 2 and moving coil on input 1. You can change your load here. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 preset loads, and then maybe 6. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then custom. So there's a bank of relays back here, and I believe the custom is the open slot there where you could put your own resistor in and then activate it with a relay. So that's kind of a cool feature. Excuse the dust in there. I haven't had this up to the bench yet for cleaning and full testing. Another interesting feature of this is the ability to change your equalization. So you can go to some of the older record formats before RIAA became the standard, and that is all also accessible via remote control. So really cool phono stage if you want to be able to switch between 2 different tables and want a little bit of tube warmth on your low-level inputs. Along with that cabling, there was also this little power conditioner from Nordost. These sell very well. This one's nice. It has 4 inputs, nice and small. Good for running a compact setup like this. For the monoblocks, we have the reference 160M. These are 140 to 150 watt per channel, depending on your line voltage, running on KT150s, so 4 KT150s per channel. You can run these in ultralinear or triode mode. And they have these cool translucent meters. Again, excuse the dust. You can see the red tag up here. So hopefully what I've got going on is I just need to peel that off and it will reveal the clean plexi front. It might be solid glass in this model. I cannot remember off the top of my head. You can see our various lights down here. The tube monitor is for checking your bias. We've got ultralinear triode switch, and you can turn on and off your meter light. It's interesting, you can see the KT150s through the meter glass, which is really neat. Over here, Elliot's just working on some firmware on a couple pieces. And we've got to do a belt change and VFD swap on this Mac CD player. Recently had a L12 slant foot cabinet come in. I need to do a little bit of touch-up work on this before it gets listed, but we're running kind of low on these, so it was nice to see another one come in. We just recently acquired another Nagra T audio, so if you were feeling some regret about missing our last one that was up for sale, this one will eventually be fully gone through and up and running. This is one of the most beautiful reel-to-reel decks ever made. On the end here, we have the turntable set up from the Audio Research System. So this is a VPI Avenger reference using the external ADS speed controller. So this is an AC motor. I don't know if this is the stock weight because this has got a threaded spindle here. My guess is that HRS puck was used on this as well. This also came with a very, very nice cartridge, Clear Audio Goldfinger, I believe, which will also be going up for sale soon. All right, let's swing back by the tech area. Had a couple nice Class A pieces come in. This is the DR5 preamp and DR10 power amplifier. The power amp is ready to go. I just finished going through it and cleaning it today. It's performing really well. The preamp works for the most part, but it has some aging axial electrolytic capacitors in there that are causing the phono stage not to work properly. So the line stage is all good, but I need to do some work on this to get the phono stage back up and running. This Mac piece here is a pretty special one. This is an MA2275, and it's basically a MC275 power amplifier linked up with a solid state Macintosh preamp. So this is a really nice rig. It's like having a C220 preamp and an MC275 put on one chassis. All remote controllable, all analog. So no DAC in this one. And here's another rarity. So this piece is rare in itself, but even more so is getting one of these Macintosh remotes that's not sticky. So a real diamond in the rough here. Other stuff going on in the tech area. We're working on this 1000ZXL. We're getting this one pretty close to being ready. This is a DCS Paganini transport. We also have the matching DAC for this. This is back on the bench because it's playing Redbook CD wonderfully, but it's having a little trouble with SACD. So that is being gone through at the moment. We may have to send this one back to DCS for repair. On my bench, I have an MA6100 that just came in. So we've just done some basic testing on this. It needs at least a full cleaning of the controls, and I'll probably do a power supply rebuild and replace some of the known troublemaker capacitors and stuff in here. So MA6100. I'm also in the middle of a 6200. I've got the whole thing torn down. The 6200 is one of the easier models to work on. So I've kind of got it in pieces down here. The driver sections come out, and that's the kind of the preamp circuitry down there. So 6200 in progress. I think I may have covered this MC240 last time. We're going to do a re-chassis on this guy. We also had another MX110 come in. This one is pretty rough, but I think it's salvageable. It's not going to be as pretty as some of the other ones that we've had recently, but the MX110 is such a good performer that we like to try to save as many of them as we can when they come in. Other stuff that we've got going on, we just recently sold a C2200 that we did a full meter swap on. These use incandescent lighting, backlighting for the meters, and what can happen is they turn almost like a green color. So we had really good results with our last one, replacing the VFD and the meters. So I think we're going to do the same thing on that one. So that should be a really nice C2200 tube preamp for somebody when it's all done. Also working on a 2205, and I've got a stack of AdCom that I need to go through here. Some more tape decks that recently came in. And we're getting kind of to the end here. This is a pair of Audio Research AR11s that we recently had come in the shop. Unfortunately, the surrounds on the woofers were damaged, so those are going to be sent out for a refoam. The AR11 seems to be similar to the AR3 in design. It's got kind of this fried egg style mid-range in it, and the tweeter with the exposed leads. So we're hoping that this ends up being a nice sounding set of speakers. We've never had a set of these in the shop before, so it'll be interesting to hear these when they're done. They come with a nice set of metal stands. So if you've been looking for a vintagey walnut speaker, that might be a good match for you. Here's another weird one. This is Proclaim Audio Works. This is a very cool speaker. This is like the ultimate speaker for somebody that is a bit of a tweaker at heart. You can change the position of all the drivers. This main orb is just kind of sitting on a metal base. So you can kind of change the height of that, you know, the angle of the woofer. And then there's armatures on here that are fully adjustable for the mid-range and the tweeter. So you can really play with your phase and your time alignment and stuff. So very neat speaker if you're into experimentation. I'll step back so you can kind of see what this thing looks like. And then before we finish up, I just wanted to give a good plug for this Audio Research D150. This was kind of part of the not for sale collection, but we recently put a price on it and put it up on the website. So if you have deep pockets and you're an Audio Research collector, you may want to look into this D150. And we have to do the obligatory walk through the Mac wall while we're over here. Lots of processors recently, lots of tuners, and running low on integrateds as always. So if you see an integrated pop up on the website, grab it before somebody else does. And that will conclude it for the new arrivals for end of October 2023. Oops, I lied. Let's go around and take a look at these. We've got a pair of Clear Audio Concepts, each set up a little bit differently. So we did one with a, let's see, it's a Blue Point. Yeah, Blue Point number 3 high output on one of them, and then a Moonstone on the other. So if you're looking for a kind of nice all-around turntable, these Clear Audios are always nice. And then I just remembered one of the more important things. We just received a stack of MQ112 equalizers from Macintosh. This is a brand new product that just got released. We had 6 of these come in. 4 of them are spoken for. We have 2 of them left. If you're thinking about contacting us, asking us if we can ship you one of these, don't even bother. It's not going to happen. You have to pick this up locally. So if you are jonesing for a brand new MQ112, get an email out to us and arrange a local pickup as soon as possible. Only 2 left in stock. All right, that does it. Again, if there was anything in this video that you saw that you're interested in, you can get more information on our website about the specific product at skyfiaudio.com. Thanks for sticking along for this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.